There you go. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I know I've been teasing you a little bit over the last couple of weeks. Our my technical issues prohibited me from doing this sooner. Um, for those of you that have been with us, so as you know, for a while, you may know that this is our third version of finance. The one thing we have learned is we have learned what does not work. So, we put together a platform, and I think I've done it this time that will really change, change how you sell this, change who you can go after. For those of you that are part of BCMS, hopefully this will do for you in the finance area what Noble has done for us in the credit card processing, allow us to play with the big boys, and this is what it's all about. We don't want to, scrape the bottom and just get the pieces that are falling off, or go to these guys that are doing a lot of business and just getting the ones that are turned down by their three other lenders. We want to be the one. We want to be the one place that they go to. And I hope this program accomplishes that. I think it will. A little background for those of you that are new, and we have some new people that are new to the industry. Just a little bit background of what the opportunity is out there. The average U.S. consumer credit score is below 680, and 45% have a score below 660. Keep that number in mind, because when I describe our new platform, think about the fact that traditional lenders consider prime credit 680 or 700 or higher, even appealing to the average consumer. So just keep that in mind. Pressure there, the banks traditional banks are trying to decide whether this is a marketplace for them. Care Credit, GE. I've heard from insiders from pretty reliable sources that Care Credit is trying to do an IPO. If they're unsuccessful, GE is going to shut them down. That's what I'm being told. So this may be a great op. This may be. Somebody said that they can't hear me. Do you guys hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. All right. So this may be a great opportunity. Hopefully, right around less than 10% of consumers use cash or check for purchases over $1,000, and 32% of consumers don't own a credit card, and 68% of U.S. cardholders are within less than 5% of their available credit limit. So think about that individual when there's an emergency and they don't have the resources to make that purchase. What do they do, and what does that business do, and how is that business reaching out to that customer? Isn't that end up someplace else? Okay, so this is the landscape. I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to get right to the program itself. We have the Credit 180 program. Hopefully this is clear, and I try to you guys can. It's one platform, but I'm giving you two different ways to present it. Okay, so there's not two different programs. It's one platform. It's one platform for every vertical. So it's whether it's retail, whether it's medical, whether it's home services. It's one platform for every vertical. It's a multi-lender platform. So there's 19 lenders in all on this platform. It does not mean that every merchant is going to get set up with 19 lenders. That would be insane. Most merchants will get set up, depending on the vertical, with about 5 or 6 lenders. There are some more difficult verticals where it may only be 3 lenders. But we will not board a merchant unless we can give them at least a prime option and a subprime option. Okay, so that's the parameters. So we technically, the prime option can be used for almost every type of vertical, because the funding goes directly to the borrower. So it mimics what GE does, what Wells Fargo does. The money goes directly to, and then use it at the merchant. So technically, our prime core product, the anchor, can be used with just about any vertical. But we're not going to go into verticals that we can't support a subprime. Now, a lot of you have asked me about auto. I have, and I'm trying to get the details on it. I have a lender a subprime lender that we can use for auto. I will get you the details as soon as I can. Priority. It's my secondary priority, but it's going to happen soon. Hopefully within the next week or two, I'll be able to get you some information on it. So here's. Let me talk about the platform first. The funding can go technically up to $100,000. Okay. With the core product, the prime credit product, it will give us instant approvals or instant decisions, I'll say, and I'm going to show you the back office a little bit later, and you'll see the major difference. So with the core program, the prime credit program, we'll get an instant decision. That's not the case with the subprime credit. The subprime credit is in the process of being set up into the with the APIs. So it will eventually be a waterfall effect where it will go with the prime, and if it's not approved, it will start trickling down. Right now, the subprime version of this is manual. So if somebody is approved with prime, they'll find out almost instantly. If it's subprime, it could take 30 minutes. It could take 60 minutes. I think your merchants will live with that. This will really happen. Keep it in mind, because it's manual, and one of the things we've learned is we're not going to overpromise. We're going to tell merchants exactly the way it is. So, but because the subprime is manual, obviously it's limited to bodies being available to handle it. So, for people that are doing sales off hours, and if they're doing a sale, 9 o'clock at night, on the West Coast, that subprime version of it, if it has to go to subprime, may not be handled until the next morning. Okay, so just a disclaimer with that. Now, remember in the previous slide, I told you the credit parameters of what consumers are out there. GE and Wells Fargo and lenders like that consider prime credit 680 or 700 or above. They're not even hitting the average consumer. Okay, so our prime credit is considered 640 and above. So right away, we're going into, if this program does nothing else, our prime is a different category than what the other prime was, okay, than what their prime is. So we're going to pick up people that would right off the bat be turned down and be put into prime credit, okay? So that's an important a distinction. Once it falls below 640 credit score, then that becomes a subprime. But not everybody with 640 credit score is going to be or higher is going to be approved. There are other things that come into consideration. There are no bankruptcies, judgments, or federal tax liens. Okay, so if somebody has a 680 credit score and has a 2-year-old bankruptcy or even a bankruptcy on their credit, they're not going to get approved for prime credit. It's automatically going to go down to subprime. Now, it may be, if it's a 680 credit score, it may be a very competitive subprime offer, but it still may be subprime. No current delinquencies. So regardless of the credit score, if somebody is R2 or R3 or R4 right now on certain items on their credit report, it's automatically going to be disqualified from prime credit. So we want to make sure we're realistic with the merchants. But by the way, that's all true with GE and Wells Fargo as well. So this is not different. This is apples and apples. So what this allows us to do is, because of the way this program is structured, we can go in, and I hope we do, and this should be your expectation, go into these merchants that are offering GE and Wells Fargo and the Care Credit version of GE and say, we have a platform for you that's just as competitive as they are, more competitive on prime, because we're going to approve more people under our prime program than they will because of the sliding scale of the credit score. Plus, we're going to give you a subprime platform to work with that will get people down to 500 credit score if you want. So this is very important, and this is why I think this gives us the opportunity to approach these merchants we were not able to approach before. Now, I've been here prior on this, and you guys have been with me. I got very excited about another program, and it wasn't too long ago. That was the Go Qualify version. There's a lot of reasons why I'm much more excited. Well, after what I learned about Go Qualify, I decided that it was time to fix it and to get something else. And there's a lot of reasons why I think we've picked up those pieces here. We have a lot more control over this platform. Number one, when I show you the back office, you're going to have a lot more control. You're going to have a lot more, at least to be able to see what's going on. We're going to be supporting the merchants. So unlike before where we were dependent on somebody else, it was a game of telephone, if a merchant had an issue, we're going to be supporting and training the merchants. We're not going to support them on the application side. So when it comes to the application side of it, we're not doing that. Somebody else is going to be doing that, but we'll be able to support the merchant on the customer support side, on training them and getting them up and running, making sure they're marketing this properly. And this is very important. Merchants that successfully run a finance program, it's not just about being reactive and just if there's no other option saying, oh, by the way, we may have a finance program to work with you. They need to be using it as a hook. They need to be using it as something that people are going to see, right away, or even come to them because they have it. Remember, 70% of people that have to do a major purchase will do their research before they make that first call or step into any business. So if one of the things that they need is financing, and they know it because they don't have a credit card and they don't have money in the bank, they're going to start going on the internet and looking for businesses that are saying they do financing. Or they may look at their circulars and look through businesses, if it's an AC company and they know a lot of AC companies advertise in the local circular, they're going to look for those companies that mention that they have financing. And if their credit is not good, they're going to be looking for companies that specifically say that they tailor to people with imperfect credit. So, these are the kind of things we need to educate our merchant on. The other thing that we learned of what not to do and what doesn't work, and what I learned was that of why GE does work and Care Credit does work. Why would dentists and doctors and oral surgeon, whatever, use Care Credit when the approval rate is about 35% to 50%? I mean, they're really turning down most people that apply. The reason that they use them is because they're essentially hands-off, okay? They're not rolling up their sleeves and becoming a finance manager. They're not getting down and dirty. That's the formula that works. That's the formula that we didn't have before. We would set up these merchants with a finance program like this, and there's a lot of variables. There's no way around it. With this kind of program, there's a lot of variables of where it can go depending on the credit, depending on what lender wants to jump in. And then we had to make them we had to make them, not only were they negotiating the sale of their product or service, now they had to negotiate the finance as well. Well, we're taking that off their hands. So as you will see when I go through the application, there's a very important distinction about this program, even when it comes to the subprime, that's going to allow us to get the merchant out of the finance business. So once the application is in the system, the people we have partnered with on this are going to take over, and they're going to be the ones dealing with the consumer to make it happen. So they know how to sell it. They're going to be able to price it. They're going to be able to go through everything and get them out of that loop. And I think that's really important to make a program like this a successful. So, everything I'm going to show you here today is in our back office. So go through it. It's all, the back office right now is all up to date. And by the way, it's very important for you. Things are always changing. There's modifications. I'm adding things. Always go to the back office. So don't print out 10 applications and just use those applications. Go to the back office for the most recent one whenever you need to do an application, just to make sure nothing has changed. So we have these two. We have the prime and the subprime platform. It's very, very seamless. We also have for businesses that do retail. Okay, so retail and a tangible product, we're gonna give them an optional, the no credit check lease to own program. So that's the program that it's also in the back office. There's training on it there. You can learn about it. But if you're selling to a furniture store or to a tire shop or to a computer, somebody that's selling tangible products, we can offer them a lease to own as part of this platform. Now the merchant does not have to. If you notice, there's a checkbox here for the subprime and for the no credit check. they can say, you know what, I don't want to bother with the subprime. Just give me the prime platform. If that's what they want, they can opt out of the subprime and the prime. I mean, that's up to them. But we're going to give them that option. Now, the reason there's two different versions of here, while they're identical, I've also learned from past experience what works from the standpoint of selling. Okay, so I'm going to give you two different ways you can sell this program. Okay, one is we're pitching it as a no discount. This is the one to the right, a no discount finance program. And that's for prime credit people. So the way that works is, and I'm going to go through the commission sheet in a moment. You have a buy rate on the monthly fee, and you can charge whatever you want above that monthly fee, and that merchant pays that monthly fee whether they do one deal or whether they do 100 deals. So they pay a flat monthly fee. In addition, if you notice with the prime deal, with there's no discount, there's a $199 per funded loan transaction fee, which is tacked on to the transaction. So the merchant would tack that on. So it's essentially a closing cost. So under this scenario, the merchant gets 100% of the sale. So with this program, I'll go through the commission. You're probably going to sell it somewhere for around $299 a month as a flat fee. Okay, and that's going to be it, and everything else will be built into the transaction. So it may be a great deal for the merchant depending on the type of volume you do, but it may not be the greatest deal for you, because if you pick up someone who's doing $100,000, and those merchants are out there. I have a merchant, and I've been talking to you about it. It's you would never think about it. It's an online rim company that sells rims. These fancy rims for cars. They're doing about $80,000 a month in financing. So if I had them set up for a flat fee where I was going to make $100 a month on that deal, plus there's a $25 per funded loan deal, I probably would be making about $300 a month on that merchant. It's not terrible, but because I'm getting paid on a residual on a piece of the financing, I'm getting paid a heck of a lot more than that. So keep in mind. So this is one option. The second way we're selling it is we're going to sell it. There's a residual option. So this is a low discount option, and this is to the left here. This is this side. The monthly minimum usage fee to the merchant is $199 with this model. So the break point is about $4,000. If they do at least $4,000 of financing, they will not have to pay that monthly minimum fee, because the fee will be part of the financing. So the way in my opinion, it becomes easier to sell, because you could basically get that monthly fee off the table. Because if somebody is going to sign up for this program, it's not the cheapest program around. They have to be convinced, or you had to have gotten them to that point where they're going to be convinced that they're going to use this program. So if they're convinced that they're going to use this program, you would think $4,000 a month should be a walk in the park. So if they do at least the $4,000 a month in financing, there'll essentially be no monthly fee to them on this. Okay, there's a 4.99% discount that's built into the plan. So if they don't build it into the sale, and we'll help them and show them how they can possibly do that. There are legal ways for them to build that discount into the sale. If they don't build it into the sale, they're going to pay a discount of 4.99%, which is reasonable. It's still in line or even lower than what GE will charge them. And you think about it, they pay discounts when they take a credit card transaction. So that kind of discount is in line with something that most merchants can certainly live with. But the advantage to you on this program, if you hit that home run, if you get that merchant that's going to do $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a month, and they're out there, especially if you're going into the medical area, if you're getting a cosmetic surgeon, you're getting, these high level, orthodontists, whatever, these businesses that we know are out there doing a lot of financing. You're not going to want to leave all that money on the table. You're going to want to have a scenario where you can make a lot of money on it. Now, you'll make a lot of money either way, but you'll make a lot more money if you have a piece of the action. So these are just one platform, two different ways to do it. Every vertical that you could almost think of can fall into this, and very big with the home services. That's another one, by the way. You'll notice FHA Title I loans are part of this. I'm not an expert on Title I, but it is part of the platform, and our partners will be selling if it's a homeowner and they qualify for the Title I portion of it, our partners will be selling them on that if that comes through as an offer. So this is a great program. Almost every merchant, and we're going to stay away from, like I said, the ones we don't have an obvious subprime option for. So, you can use this technically for attorneys, and I'll allow you to use it for an attorney, although we don't have a subprime option for attorneys. We only have the prime option for attorneys. So that's the one exception, although I think the SPS program is usually a better option for attorneys. Like I said, used cars we're going to stay away from right now, only because I don't think this serves this product. I don't think is where the hole is with used cars. I think it's more in the subprime. I hope to have that filled in the next week or two if you joined us late. So this is like I said, this is a great platform. Go through this. I'm in the process of putting together marketing material, so not everything is there. In the next 2 weeks, we'll have a PowerPoint presentation back there where you'll be able to load onto your tablet or print out and put together a book and be able to go to a merchant and flip them through it. Go through the program. I'm going to try to make it as brief as I possibly can with as much detail as I can to help you. Let me show you the commission schedule on this, because this is our, it's in the back office. This is our financing commission schedule for all of our finance programs. So we essentially have 3 programs now. We have the Credit 180 with the low discount, the Credit 180 with the no discount, and then we have the Check 180 Platinum program. The no credit check lease to own program can be bundled into any one of those. I've done it on the Credit 180 side. So on the low discount program, you earn on the enrollment fee, you earn 100% above $299 on the buy rate. So you can charge whatever you want above $299. That's your basis. You make 100% above the $299. On the residual side of that program, if a merchant funds between $0 and $5,000 in a month, you make $25. $5,000 and $10,000, you make $50. If they go above $10,000, that's where you kick in as far as the residuals go. So you're going to make between 1% and 1.5%. And how that's determined, it's based on your lifetime funding of this platform. So if you fund if all your merchants together, if you have funded under $200,000, you're at the 1% level. Once you cross over 250 and go to 500,000, you're at the 1.25% level. And once all your merchants combined that you signed up have exceeded $500,000 in financing, which isn't a ton. You bring on a few big ones, you'll be at the 1.5% commission rate. So this is a great opportunity. I mean, if you think about it, you bring in that merchant that does $80,000 a month like I have, and if you're at the 1.5% level, that's $1,200 a month just on the revisuals. You do 2 or 3 of those alone, and they're out there. That's not a bad month. Just on a few merchants. If you bundle in the no credit check lease to own program, it's a flat 0.5% of funded loans. Okay, so that's a separate platform. That's a separate program entirely. On the prime credit option, once again, you're on the enrollment fee, you make 100% above the $299. On the monthly fee, you earn 100% above the $199 buy rate. So you could charge them $299 and you make $100. You make $100 a month, no matter what happens during the course of that month. Okay. On the residual side, you also make $25 per funded loan. So if you have a merchant who's doing you're making $100 on the monthly fee, plus they do 10 loans, you've made $350 for that merchant. Not a terrible payday. It's actually actually a very good payday. So both programs are very good. They both work. You don't have to decide to sell all, either one entirely. You can decide on a merchant by merchant basis. You could decide what's best for you, what makes selling easier for you. For my selling style, frankly, I like the low discount one only because I want an opportunity to get that monthly fee off the table, and because it's a minimum usage fee, because it's based on what they do, I can get them excited initially and basically get them to get that off the table. So there essentially is no minimum usage fee. But each one of us is different, and you can decide which program works best for you. Okay. I'm going to have a separate training on how to handle discounts. Okay, because when it comes to discounts, especially on the subprime end, there's a science to it, and the merchant has to be really taught about how to handle discounts and how to work it into their transactions. So I'm going to do a separate training on that next week. And there's a document in the back office, managing profits, managing margins and pricing. You can go through that. That will certainly help you as well. But I'm going to have a training on that next week on how to handle discounts, because it's going to come up. Okay, so I just want you to know how we teach our merchants to factor in discounts so they don't lose their shirts. And there's some merchants that at the end of the day can't do a deal because they haven't priced it properly, taking into account the discounts. Any questions on that? I'm going to go through the merchant enrollment application with you, and there's an important distinction in there that makes it different. That I think we've closed up, one of the loopholes here with this program. So you can stop me at any point if you have any questions. So here's the merchant application. There's two versions, one for the low discount and one for the no discount. The only difference is that the Schedule A is either one of, depending on which program you're selling. It's titled here, Credit 180, Low Discount for Prime Credit Finance Program. Okay, so what you need is complete and sign the merchant application, which is this, the Schedule A, which is part of this, the merchant user agreement, which is part of this, the complete and sign the payment authorization form and include a check of a copy of a voided check in here. Complete and sign the addendum to merchant user agreement. That's in here as well. A copy from a supporting document standpoint, you also have to collect a copy of the current business license, professional license, and incorporation docs if applicable. And that's it. We don't need bank statements anymore. That's been taken out as a criteria. So it's a pretty easy boarding process. When you have an application package, as with all of our products, and that's in the back office, you can submit it to our online form at the bankcertified.com/new-account-submittal. Oh, is it just you? You're not seeing? You guys aren't seeing the screen? Is that fixed now? Hopefully. Okay. So this is the document. I'm sorry if I didn't switch the screen on you. So this is the checklist of what is needed. You can submit it through the enrollment form, that's the online enrollment form. If that's not working for you, you can also fax it or email it. I prefer the enrollment form. It's everything comes in, together. Okay. The application is fairly straightforward. You've all seen this before. The application is similar to what we had earlier. Now, these products we can sell for businesses that do online sales. So if you have a business that's doing online sales, you'll be able to see that you'll be able to sell that merchant so they can do online sales as well. So it doesn't have to be a point of sale. So unlike our Check 180 product, which has to be a point of sale face to face, this can be done remotely. When I show you the customer application, it can be done online. So that's another important aspect of this program. They'll have the application form. They can put it on their website. There will be an app, so they can have it on a tablet where, if the customer's in their office and has their tablet, they can do it right there. If they have a tablet that they want to a handy consumer, they can do it. They can do it right there. So this is a very user-friendly process. Okay, so this application is very straightforward. I'm not going to go through all the details. You probably filled this out before, and it's pretty straightforward. This is the Schedule A. That's part of it. You'll have to fill in whatever your enrollment fee is. This is on the low discount program. If it's the no discount, you'll have to also fill in the monthly minimum fee as well, whatever you select above the $199 buy rate. Okay, so this is Schedule A. This is a disclaimer. So the important thing is here, we want merchants to understand exactly what it is that they're getting. We're going to give them a glossary of terms here to make them for them to understand exactly what it is that they're getting out of this. But here's an important distinction, okay? And this is important that you have to fill this in and make the merchant understand this. We're going to have the merchant select a subprime discount threshold. So in other words, we want them to tell us what is the highest discount that we can offer your customers, and that will still be acceptable to you. Now, they may say 25, 30, 35, or any discount. But if they give us a number, that will allow us to get them out of the loop entirely. Okay, so they're not going to have to wonder what the discount's going to come in at. If we get an offer within the range that's acceptable to them, we're going to make that offer to the customer and sell it for them. Now, remember, we're going to teach them how to factor those into the sale. So if they know they have a subprime customer, somebody says their credit's not good, or they may want to do it all on every single case, they may want to build in part or all of their discount threshold into the sale so they don't lose any money. Now, this is done all the time, and this is done in every industry. In the car industry, you'll see advertisements. Buy this car for X amount, $1,000 instant discount, or $239 a month. They're not both together. You don't get the discount if you do the financing and you make the monthly payment. If you do the financing, you're paying the full price. If you pay with your own resources, you're going to get the instant rebate. So that's kind of the way we teach our merchants how to do it. The price is this, so it gives the merchant an opportunity to offer their best price. If they're selling a living room set and they know this, they have to price it a certain way to beat the competition, they could price it however they want. But that's the pay at once price. If you do the financing, it's buy this for $2,000 or $79 a month. And that $79 a month will include whatever discount they've decided to factor back into the transaction. And that's the way it's done. That's the way it's done in the auto industry. That's the way it's done in every industry that uses financing, because every credit-based financing has a discount component. Now, ours may get a little bit higher because we're going down to, theoretically, if they want to do any discount amount, down to 500 credit score. So we're giving them the option. We're telling them, you tell us what you're comfortable with, and we'll take it from there. So I think this is one of the things that we've learned from our past attempts at this program that didn't work before. We're going to get the merchant out of this. We're going to get the merchant, to whatever extent they want to be out of it. So, they can, if they want. If somebody says we want financing, they can hand them a tablet, let them do the application, and then walk away and essentially say, come back when you have your answer. And they'll have the answer too, because they'll have it in the back office. But we can keep them out of the loop to whatever extent that they want to. The rest of it is legal stuff. Let me see. These, initials are needed on every page. Signatures down here. This is the payment authorization fee. BCMS will be collecting all the money, so you just have, with this program, you don't need to do a BCMS payment authorization form. If this form is completed, we'll have we'll be able to do the enrollment fee and do whatever monthly fee is needed. So this application is very, very straightforward. I think it's a much easier process. Like I said, we've cleaned up some of the past experiences that we had, with difficulties. But this I think is a very, very easy process. I want to show you. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. I want to show you the back office, and I think this is pretty cool. Okay, so this is the back office. All right, this is a dummy back office. So this is just a back office, that we can play with. So from a, I'm an admin, so I see everything, but I see all the merchants. But here's the cool thing about this. I'm going to be able to give you access. So once we have you on board, we're going to put you into this, and you'll be able at any time to come take a look at your merchants. So we have constant access to our merchants. We can click on any of the merchants. It gives us, details about them. It gives, depending on your level, you're not going to see all this, but you'll be able to see whatever is in here about your merchants. It's pretty cool. You'll also be able to see the applicants. So, I'll be able to see all the applications of what's in the system. You'll be able to see your applications, what the status of the application is, whether it's been funded. You'll be able to screen it, based on what the status is of the application. You'll be able to have up to the minute. You'll be able to know what's going on your deals, and that's been a very big problem. I mean, one of the big problems we've had is I'm dependent on spreadsheets, which means you're dependent on spreadsheets. We get once a month, we get a spreadsheet. We have no idea what's going on until we get the monthly spreadsheet. This will give you access to this program, and you'll be able to see, up to the minute about what's going on with your deals. Theoretically, you'll also be able to have prospects. So if you're working on a deal and you're afraid that somebody else, and I've been asked this question, how do we know somebody won't do an end around and go directly to BCMS? Well, you know what? If you're working with somebody, add them as a prospect. Once they're in the system, if they come to BCMS and we try to enter, and somebody else tries to enter them in the system, they'll come up. Once the first one in, has that prospect. So get them into the system if you're working with someone. That's very important. There's a task feature. So if you want to set up action items for yourself, it's not the most sophisticated CRM, but like I said, it does work. Let's take a look at the consumer application. Create an application. I want to show you how easy this is. So this is whether the consumer's doing it online. If it's online, it'll be put on their website, so it'll be branded, or they can do it through a tablet, like I said, or the merchant can do this if they want to. They can take the application. It's a simple. This application can't be much more simple than this, than it is. So this is if we're entering an application for a merchant, which is let's see. This, yeah. So if we're doing it, we can pick out the merchant, but in most cases, we're not going to be doing it. There's no reason for us to do it. Home address, current job, income, additional income, and that's it. I mean, this is a very, very easy application. Most of it is going to come off the credit report and the income. Those are really with a credit-based application, those are the two most important aspects of this. So, as you saw in the Schedule A's, there's a 45% debt-to-income ratio. There's a credit criteria, and there's also a credit criteria as far as what's going on lately. So those are the three ingredients. What are the credit scores? Do you have bankruptcies, judgments, open delinquent accounts, and do you make enough money? If those things are all true, we're gonna get them approved. So I think it's a pretty simple process. I don't know. I'm going to try to see if I can create users for you guys on this dummy account, so you'll be able to show merchants this, because I think that'll be very important. Right now, I have a login. I have to see if I can create users on this. If not, I'll make sure I can. So at least this way, you'll be able to go into a back office that has a lot of information and be able to show be able to show the merchants what what it's going to look like for them. So I think it's pretty cool. But I think some of these merchants are real merchants. I don't know if they took out the information about them, but a lot of because I know because some of them are mine. So but that's I'll find out exactly to what extent I can share this with you guys. I think. Now, those of you who are not familiar with our back office, this is the BCMS back office. I just want to show you everything here. Everything I showed you is here under the BCMS Credit 180. This is the new back office. This weekend I updated it. I'll be adding more stuff. But if you go through this, I added much more of a narrative about these programs. So it gives you, you have to read through it. I'm going to put this on a sheet so you can print it out as well. But right now it's part of the back. Read through it with each one of these programs. As you may have read, hopefully you read in my emails, one of the continued our Check 180 Silver and Gold program. We're not going to accept those applications anymore, and we're not going to support those anymore. So that's no longer there. So we have the Credit 180 program with 2 different variations. We have the Check 180 SPS program, which has come back to life, by the way, this program. The Check 180 Platinum has gotten much better. The approvals on the customer side is much better, and it's a really good program. The hard part is getting the merchant boarded up. Once the merchant is boarded up, which is the complicated part, it's much easier on the customer side. And then we have the Check 180 Titanium, which is no credit check lease to purchase program, which is there's no cost on that, so you can bundle that with anything. So you can bundle it with either platform, either the Check 180 Platinum or the Credit 180 program. The thing to keep in mind is it's only good for tangible products that aren't titled. So you can't use it on power sports because in some states power sports are titled, other states aren't. They won't do it, unfortunately. I tried. It's also not available in New Jersey, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Vermont. None of the lease to purchase programs are. So Progressive isn't available in those states either. But this program is also very good. I mean, they'll approve a lot of people. It's a good add-on. The other thing is those of you that are BCMS sales agents that selling credit card processing. I know some of you sell credit card processing yourself through other people. I wish you changed your mind, but if you bundle credit card processing with any of these programs, we'll deduct $200 from whatever the setup fee is. Okay, so if you're doing the Credit 180, your buy rate becomes $99 instead of $299. So you'll keep that in mind. If you want to bundle the credit card processing, we want that business. We're gonna deduct $200 from the buy rate. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Like I said, I'll be adding to this back office in the next couple of weeks, new marketing materials, videos, training, that kind of thing. In the meantime, I'll support you as much as I can, hands-on. I'll walk you through these sales if need be. One-on-one coaching is always available. If you want to make an appointment with me, I'll sit down. We can strategize together of how you want to, how you want to handle it. If you want leads, always leads are available. If you go to the marketing resources section of the back office, there's a form that you can request up to 100 leads. Now, warm leads. These aren't people that said they want our business, but we can. It's a really educated list. So you can say, I only want this kind of business that does $1 million or more in sales, that has a excellent or good credit score. I mean, we can really slice it down as fine as needed. So if you want leads, fill out this form. I'll give you 100 at a shot. I want you to handle them 100 at a shot. Then you can come for more. You can do it any territory. You can do zip code, area code, towns, cities, however you want to split it up. Don't tell me you want 100 auto repair shops in the U.S. or even 100 auto repair shops in Michigan, or even 100 auto repair shops in Detroit, because 500 will come up. So try to be as realistic as you can. Otherwise, I'll make the decisions for you on what I give you. But go through this. If you haven't been through this back office, by the way, the marketing I recently cleaned this up, so there's some really good resources back here for you as far as tools to help you sell. All this, at least as of 2 weeks ago, were active links, so you should be able to go on there and utilize some of these resources to really help you. Those of you that, by the way, I'm going to take this opportunity. It's nothing to do with this. Those of you that do credit card processing with us, there's a new merchant equipment policy, so make sure you look at that with regards to free equipment. So take a look at that, print that out, make sure that you understand that. And that's basically it. I did this in 50 minutes. So if you have any questions, please, I'm here to answer any questions you may have about this program. I hope you're excited about it, because I think it's a really excellent program. I think the program could allow you to walk into any business, and there are a lot of businesses out there that are doing a lot of financing, and right now, here's what they do: they have one main lender, then they have another main lender, so they'll take applications and keep on sending applications to multiple lenders until they find someone that will accept the business. We can offer them a platform where they don't have to go through that. There's a multiple lender platform. Plus, we're going to handle their core business a lot more effectively than is being handled now. So this hopefully allows you to really step into the ballpark and get in with those high volume people that are already doing business. If you haven't been on any of my webinars before, if you want to know who to go after, if you're interested in the medical field and you want to know who to go after, go to the Care Credit website. Okay, Care Credit lists everybody that uses them. So go to Care Credit, put in whatever you want, zip code, area, whatever you want. Find out who's using Care Credit and solicit those people, because for a fact that they're getting a lot of turn downs. So that's something to consider. Let me see. I got a few questions here that were typed in. Dean, what do you mean by promotional giveaways?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Yep.
Oh, okay. I know we had a promotion where if we got the credit card processing, it was above $10,000 a month in processing, that we could provide a first-year costs for free, like no setup cost and no monthly fee.
For which program? That was for the. That was when we were doing the check. We had a Check 180 promotion. We're not doing the Check 180 anymore. So that's not what that a promotion. But like I said, any credit card processing account that you bring in, $200 off the setup fee. Dennis, snowmobiles and ATVs, yes, you could do the Credit 180 program with that. That should be very big. I've been getting calls. I've been getting a lot of calls lately from Power Sports.
Right on. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? Wow, I must have really have done a good job. Feel free to ask any questions. Email me with any questions. This program is good. It's live. It's ready to go. So
we can pull down and present it.
What's that?
We can pull everything down now off the back office and present it.
You can do it right now. You can start visiting businesses and start pitching businesses. What about testimonials? Considering it's about 6 minutes old, I don't think we have a testimonial yet for this platform. But we will. Hopefully, we will very, very, very shortly. Okay. Let me see. What about the Easy Pay? Can I bundle the no credit program? Philip, are you talking about the lease to own program, the no credit check lease to own? Okay, this program, the Check 180 no credit check lease.
Are you there?
Yes, yeah, I'm here. Yep.
No, I was talking about the if they purchase the equipment, can we buy a credit program with it?
Which program? You mean you're talking about this the Check 180 Platinum program, the one you've been selling?
Yes.
It's a different payment structure, different criteria of what is needed. So I got to think about how you can bundle it, because there are real costs associated with that program.
As far as the credit card processing is concerned, are we I'm sure we're very competitive.
Oh, put it this way, those of you that are new, if you get a credit card statement, we'll be able to beat what they currently have 99% of the time. As a matter of fact, if I know Ali just left, but if you go through our back office, we have a $1,000 guarantee. So if we offer $1,000 guarantee that will pay a merchant. I recently asked Ali, I said, should I keep that on there? And he said, absolutely yes. So we're very confident that we can beat what they have now.
So with the Easy Pay program, if they buy that equipment, they don't have to purchase any other equipment anyways, correct?
But that's the only program we have currently that even needs equipment.
Okay,
So
everything else is
web-based. So the Check 180 Platinum program is the only program we have right now that requires equipment.
Or the SPS Easy Pay, correct?
Well, that's the same thing. That's our. You got to learn our terminology. I know you came from someplace else, but our terminology is that for us, it's the Check 180 Platinum program. That's.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's it right here. If you could see the screen, you'll see in the back of it says Check 180 Platinum, non-credit based, no income check program. That's ours.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
See what else, Dean? Will there be a calculator for things? We're going to have calculators. It's just not there yet.
Okay, yeah. What I meant was like, so the merchant would know, hey, this is a $1,000 item. What would it be down, and what would it be per month? For just a rough example, I could put on there.
Yeah.
So
yep. I'm gonna be working. I'll be working on all those kind of things.
Awesome. Okay.
With Caitlin's help, hopefully, because she's a lot more. She's much better at the graphical stuff than I am. Rick, I'm not going to put anything on the process with regards to the processing. In sensitivity to some of the agents that we have that use us for financing do not use us for credit card processing. So if we have a merchant, if we have an agent that they can do their own like I know we have some people that are using other credit card processing companies, may even have their own credit card processing. If they want to put together their own incentive, they certainly can. So I'm not going to put it as part of the marketing. It's something you can whip out of your tool bag, as needed. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, Bob, what about putting something on their website in regards to financing? Do we have that capability?
Put it onto the merchant's website?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, well, we can put the application on the website. For sure, and most of these companies have. That's not our main business. We're not web designers. We can certainly find them. Have someone help them. But a lot of these companies, especially the bigger ones that are doing this, they probably have their own web developer. We can give them the language of how to do it, but they'll have somebody do it for them.
Okay.
But we'll help.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Now, some of these merchants, they may be like really wary of the financing programs and such. Is there a way that we can provide it like no setup fee, but add in like a higher discount rate or something to the merchant, so over time, they pay it off?
You talk about with the Credit 180?
Well, with any of the finance programs, let's say it's the setup fee. We set them up for a $4.99 setup fee or $3.99 setup fee, but instead of charging that up front, we build it into the monthly fee. We boost it by
unfortunately, we can't. We have real costs associated with that. I mean, there's a real cost to building these platforms. So we don't get it for free. So that's something that, we have to pay out. So at the $299 for the enrollment fee, that's a real cost. Now, if we get a trade-off like the credit card processing, I'm willing to do that because, hopefully there's value in the credit card processing. That's our business. So, we're going to take that gamble. But other than that, that's kind of the logic behind the low discount program where, we have a minimum monthly fee instead of a flat monthly fee because you can get around that monthly fee by if you have them persuaded that they're going to use this program.
Okay.
Sean, is unsecured loan can be used for home loan down payment? No, because I don't know who the merchant would be. The problem is, this is merchant financing, so we have to sign up a merchant. So, if you wanted to, theoretically, I guess we could sign up a real estate company if they wanted to become a merchant to finance the down payment. I guess I have to think about it. But the Title I financing is secured. So if somebody owns a home, that is a secured loan. It doesn't make a difference what position. It's not a mortgage; it just becomes a secured loan. What about discounting the equipment if I get credit card Same thing, Phil. $200, you can do whatever you want with it. So the $299 fee on the Check 180 Platinum, $295 fee on the Check 180 Platinum program, if you pick up the credit card processing, becomes $95.
So there's a real estate company I've been trying to get into, and they sell houses anywhere from $5,000 to $80,000. Or like probably 90% of what they have to sell, and I'm thinking that $100,000 would be okay. I mean, how would we be able to do that? I mean,
no, this isn't that. No, this isn't the right vehicle for that.
Oh, okay.
This isn't the right vehicle for that. I mean, it gets sticky. It's really not for that.
Okay. Yeah, then you have all these rules and regulations about the finance.
Yeah, I don't want to get involved in that. I mean, there's a ton of mortgage companies out there that could certainly help.
Okay.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. This is, like I said, is recorded, so it's going to be in the back office. I'll be emailing out the link to it. So if you want to watch it and listen to it again, you can. Let me know if you have any questions.
Oh, that's it.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you.